Hi everyone, I'm Courtney. Welcome to your practice. This is Laura. And this is a pretty full but a little bit shorter class called Ground to Sky. So in this we're going to be moving through a lot of different arm balances. You'll be prepared for them, but this isn't in any way just a long kind of rambling class. We're really going to get to the point pretty quickly. So the only thing that you should need, or maybe even need, maybe you don't need it, is a blanket. And if you have that, just have it folded and place it off to one side of your mat. Okay, and then we're going to begin in downward facing dog. Nice. So here in downward facing dog, just allow yourself to come into your pose. Hand shoulder distance, if not a little bit wider. You might be pedaling the feet. You might be swaying through the hips a little bit. Maybe taking a couple deep breaths in or fluttering the lips or whatever is going to feel really good and grounded to you. And then once you're able to find a little bit of stillness, feel the connection between the feet and the hands on the ground. So with the hands, really strongly root down through those base knuckles of the fingers, the base knuckle of the thumb. And almost like it's a little horseshoe. So rooting down through that kind of horseshoe shape of the palm, and then feeling how that helps to lighten the center of the wrist. Right? And with center of wrist lightening, let that rebound up through the forearms, up through the arms. And then just a little bit, grip fingertips on the mat. Right? So, and as you do that, you'll feel all of the stuff through the shoulders start to turn on. Right? So the fingers really start up in the shoulders. And start to notice the feet. And with the feet, really spread the soles of the feet. So you might lift up all 10 toes, stretch the necks of the toes long. And as those are stretching, imagine like the heels are reaching backwards. So the bottom of the heels are reaching backward. You're really deepening through the front of the ankle crease. Nice. Good. And then just a little bit come out of that. So pull your heels up. Nice. Bend your knees a bit. And then feel the hip crease deepen. So really lengthen the arms. Good. And as your arms get longer, feel how this space between the front hip and the front of the thigh starts to narrow. So I want you to keep that the same. Now root the tops of the thighs up and back. Reach the heels down and back. So now you're feeling super long both in the upper half of the body and the lower half of the body. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Then open the mouth, exhale. Nice. Go ahead and step your right foot outside of your right hand. Nice. However you want to get there. Turn the ball of the foot off of the mat about 45 degrees. You can wiggle your foot just a little forward so it's in front of the knee. Nice. Left knee to the ground, back toes tucked or untucked. Good. And then just pause here for a moment and lengthen the chest forward. Good. And as you're reaching the chest forward, let the hips drop down. So you're maybe introducing just a little bit of opening through the front of that left hip. And feeling that opening happen all the way through the left side of the waist, up into the diaphragm, into that left lung. Good. If it's comfortable for you, maybe drop down to the forearms or walk the hands forward, whatever your range allows for this early in your practice. And again, if it's appropriate, maybe a little sway side to side. And you'll come back up onto your hands as you're ready. Tuck the back toes and step all the way back, downward facing dog. Keep it super simple. Nice. Again, bend your knees. Awesome. Reach the hips up and back. So really deepening these front hip creases. Connecting to the hands, connecting to the feet. And then send the thighs up and back. Root heels down and back. Awesome. On your exhalation, step left foot outside of the left hand. Turn the ball of that foot off of the mat about 45 degrees. Right knee to the ground, and then pause just with hands on the ground. Try to lengthen the chest forward and feel the shoulder blades draw down the back. So our class today is really going to focus on 3 main points. So it's going to be strengthening the extensors of the upper back, or moving the heart forward, strengthening the front of the belly and knitting the front ribs in, and then starting to really deepen those hip creases, right? So take one last breath just like this. And then if it feels good, drop down to the forearms, maybe sway a little bit side to side. You're just letting yourself really kind of start to drop in. So as you're here, allow the breath to start to regulate. And if you practice Ujjayi, begin to practice your Ujjayi breath. Nice. On your next inhalation, there's no rush. Bring your hands to the ground. Tuck the back toes and step all the way back, downward facing dog. Nice. Good. Go ahead and separate your feet a little wider than hip distance apart. And then turn the right heel in towards the center line of the mat, so the right toes are out about 45 degrees. Bend your left knee, and then really strongly reach into that right hand, straighten the right arm, and swing into that outer right hip. Nice. So you're feeling all the stuff on the outer right side of the waist, right hip stretch. And we'll inhale to come back through the center. And just go to the other side, so swing the left heel towards the midline of the mat, bend the right knee, and start to lengthen left side of the waist, left outer hip. Nice. If you tend to collapse on that right elbow, start to straighten that elbow so you're still connected to hands and feet. Inhale as you lengthen back up through the center. Nice. On your in-breath, go ahead and reach right leg up and back. Nice. Bend the knee, open the hip, and lean back into it. Good. And then really go for it. So like arch into the back. Nice. Let the ribs flare. And then do a little of the opposite, hugging the front ribs in. Keep sending the right knee back. So this, again, we're getting that nice stretch to the front of the right hip. Good. On your exhalation, step the right knee behind the right wrist, right ankle behind the left, and come into half pigeon pose. Right? So you can slide the left knee back a little bit. This isn't going to be your deepest half pigeon. But from here, again, we'll bring fingertips back towards the knees just a little bit. Lift the chest. And then exhale as you walk the hands forward, either like 45 degrees or maybe drop to the elbows. Good. Imagine that that outer right hip is hugging back pretty strongly. And then roll the outer left hip down just a little bit. Nice. You're going to stay right here through the lower body. And with the upper body, walk your hands, walk your forearms over to the left. Then right fingertips reach a little farther away. If you want to take it into a little bit of a twist like Laura's doing, that's great too. Nice. So it's just still hugging outer right hip back. Breathing into right side of waist, right shoulder, right lats. And on your in-breath, we'll come all the way back through the center. Tuck the back toes and step back to plank. Nice. Take an in-breath in plank as you press down. Nice. So as you press, round the upper back. Nice. And with that upper back rounding, try to draw shoulder blades just a little down the back. Nice. Lift the back of your head just a little bit higher. Super nice. And as you exhale, downward facing dog. Good. As you inhale, left leg reaches up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, and lean back. Nice. Just really go for it. Lean back. Let it be a nice, big, open stretch. And then take yourself out of it just a little bit by hugging the front ribs towards those front hip points. And just isolating that stretch along the front of the left hip. On your exhalation, left knee behind the left wrist, left ankle behind the right. Come to half pigeon. And so just get nice and cozy here. We'll be here for a few breaths. Then with the fingertips still back, lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades down the back. On your exhalation, come forward, maybe walking the hands forward, kind of like downward facing dog angle, or all the way to the forearms. Nice. Then wherever you are, encourage outer left hip. So this is kind of an active half pigeon. So encourage outer left hip to move back. That's going to happen by pressing down through the outer edge of that leg. And then wrapping the outer right hip down and forward. Good. You can stay here if you want to stay here. Walk your hands over to the right. Nice. Reach the left fingertips away. And then you're just encouraging this line on the left side to get a little bit longer. Right, so here in this angle, we're just encouraging a little more length. Nice. When you feel ready to, on your in-breath, come back to the center. Tuck the back toes and step all the way back to plank. Nice. Take an in-breath in plank. As you exhale, lower knees up or down all the way to the floor. Good. Leave your hands where they are. Untuck the toes. Inhale as you come to a baby cobra pose, just a little cobra. Nice. And with that baby cobra pose, so send the elbows back. Nice. And then try to soften the space between the shoulder blades, but still draw shoulder blades down the back. That's a pretty nuanced thing to do. So you should feel a lot of width through the upper back. We're going to pause here for just another breath. Keep reaching the chest forward. So imagine this as front stretching. And on your exhalation, go ahead and lower. Nice. Tuck the toes. Good. Firm the thighs up towards the sky. And on your exhalation, press all the way up, hands and knees or plank. Downward facing dog as you're ready. Nice. Good. A deep breath in through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Good. And then as you're ready to, walk, step, or hop, feet to hands, front of the mat, forward fold. Just pausing here, shaking head yes, shaking head no. Nice. Good. Bring your hands to the backs of your calves with the fingertips pointed down. Nice. So you're in a nice deep fold. Knees can certainly be bent here. In fact, I would encourage you to bend the knees. Enough that you can bring your belly to touch your thighs. Okay. So then as you have that, keep that deep, deep fold. Start to lift the hips up towards the sky and resist the calves moving back with your hands. So you're working with just a little bit of resistance here. Nice. Take another couple of breaths. Just opening up through the back body. And we'll gently release the arms. Good. Root through the feet. Bring your hands to your hips. And on your in-breath, come all the way up to stand. Nice. Release arms by your sides and Samastitihi. Good. And on your in-breath, reach the arms up. Lift the chest, look up. Exhale to forward fold, Uttanasana. Just a couple of simple salutations. Inhale as you lift halfway, lengthen the spine. Exhale to step the left foot back, bring knee to the floor. Inhale, reach both arms up, lift the chest. Exhale, bring hands to the floor, step to plank. Take one in-breath in plank as you press down. Exhale, lower to the floor. Inhale to a smaller back bend, either baby cobra or more towards a cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, one way or another. Good. Take a deep breath in through nose. Exhale completely. And on your in-breath, reach left leg up and back. Exhale to step left foot forward, right knee to the floor. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, bring hands to the floor, step forward, Uttanasana. Fingertips to shins, inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up, lift the chest and look up. Exhale to Samastitihi. Nice. Inhale to reach Urdhva Hastasana, all the way from the ground. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Fingertips to shins, inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Then exhale as you step right foot back, right knee to the floor. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, hands to the floor, step to plank. Take one in-breath in plank as you press down. Exhale, chaturanga to the floor. Untuck toes, inhale, baby cobra or cobra, somewhere on that spectrum. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Nice big breath in, down dog. Connect to the hands. As you exhale, root down and back through feet. On your in-breath, reach right leg up and back. Exhale, step right foot forward, left knee to floor. Inhale, sweep both arms high. Exhale, hands to the floor, step forward. Good. Fingertips to shins. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale to fold. Then inhale, rise up, lift the chest, look up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Nice. Same rhythm, just moving forward. Inhale as we reach Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Inhale, lift halfway, lengthen Ardha. Exhale, step left foot back, leave the knee high this time. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, hands to floor, step to plank. Good. One in breath and plank. Exhale, chaturanga or to the floor. Inhale to your back bend, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. A big in breath and down dog. Exhale, root through palms, root through feet. Inhale, reach left leg up and back. Exhale, step left foot forward, right knee stays high. Inhale, both arms rise. Exhale, hands to floor, step forward. Fingertips to shins, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up, lift the chest and look up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Nice. One more like that. Inhale, reach up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold. Fingertips to shins, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step the right foot back, leave the knee high. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, hands to floor, step to plank. Nice. One in breath and plank. Press down to lift up. Exhale, stay buoyant, lower, chaturanga or floor. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Inhale and down dog. Exhale completely. Inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Exhale, step right foot forward, left knee stays high. Inhale, reach both arms high. Exhale, hands to floor, step forward. Add fingertips to shins, inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale to rise up, lift the chest and look up. Exhale, Samastitihi. Good. Inhale, Utkatasana, so bend the knees, sit the hips low, and then reach the arms forward, right? So lower the arms. And then see if you can deepen those hip creases, just dropping the tops of the thighs down towards the floor. I say just like that's easy. It's super, super difficult to do for most of us. Okay. While you're here, keeping those hip creases deep, can you hug the front ribs up and in? And now from there, reach the arms alongside the ears. Inhale. Good. On your exhalation, fold forward, Uttanasana. Fingertips to shins, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, walk, step, float. However you want to get there, chaturanga. Inhale to your back bend. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Good. From down dog, inhale, reach the right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, and lean back into it. Nice. And then lengthen right leg. Good. Flex the ankle, flex the foot at the ankle so the toes point down, and re-level the hips. Nice. Can you reach the right heel just a little higher? Press the hands a little bit more, get even longer. And as you exhale, step right foot forward, turn left heel to the ground. Nice. Inhale to Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. Right. So in Warrior 2, again, try to drop the top of the right thigh down, right femur down towards the ground. You will, in essence, end up bending the right knee a little bit more, but I want you to think about top of right thigh down more. Good. And as you're doing that, feel the feet press down into the ground. And as the feet press down, do a little more work of pressing through that right heel so that you feel right hamstring and glute turn on. So there's a sense of the more that you press down, the lighter the legs, the lighter the upper body becomes. Nice. Interlace your hands behind your back. Nice. And heels of the hands can touch or not. Let the collarbones broaden. Nice. Keep the shoulder blades nice and broad on the back, but hug the shoulder blades down. Nice. There's a lot of work to just stay here in this warrior two. Reach the knuckles down. Try to pull the arms apart so elbows are a little bent. Take a big breath. Good. And then on your in-breath, reach the arms wide. Good. Exhale as you reach forward and down. Right arm inside of the right leg or elbow to knee. Good. Reach up through that left arm. Turn the palm, bend the elbow, bring the arm behind your back. Good. So back of the hand can press into that back, or it can wrap around all the way to the front of the hip. Totally fine, whichever is best for you. Keep the top of right hip pressing down. Nice. And then connect right arm to inner right leg. Nice. Use that to help you lean back, broaden collarbones. Take another breath. Inhale. Good. And on your exhalation, release hands to the ground. Step all the way back. Good. Lower chaturanga or floor. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale to downward facing dog. Good. On your in-breath, reach left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, and lean back. Nice. And then undo it a little bit, so shorten the front of the body. Lengthen the left leg and flex the foot at that ankle. Nice. Turn the toes so that they point down and level your hips, left and right, equal height. Good. Take another breath as you press to the hands. Reach up through that left heel. Exhale to step left foot forward. Right heel to the ground. Inhale to warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2. Good. Super nice. And then we'll drop the top of that left thigh down. Good. Interlace the hands behind the back. Reach the knuckles down, broaden the shoulders, and try to pull the arms a little bit apart. Yep. Good. And then with the feet, keep pressing down through the left heel especially, and feel how that starts to activate the hamstring and the glute on that left side, so you're getting a real sense of rebound up away from the floor. You feeling light?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Inhale as you reach the arms wide. Then exhale, reach forward and down. Left arm inside of the left leg. Nice. Reach the right arm up. Turn the palm, bend the elbow, bring that arm behind your back. Nice. And you can either pause it or do as Laura's doing and tuck it underneath. Good. Whatever works best for your proportions, the length of your arms. Okay, and then with this left arm connecting to the left leg, lean back. So reach the right shoulder back. Nice. Keep dropping top of left thigh down. So the thing that usually happens in this pose, especially as we start complicating it with the bind, is that we get really saggy through the hips and saggy through the belly. Take one last breath right here. Exhale as you release, hands to the floor. Nice. Step back, just downward facing dog. Nice. All right, so go ahead, root through the palms. Bend your knees really deeply. Nice. And then send the thighs up and back. Reach the heels down and back. Awesome. Good. So with your hands, again, connect down through those base knuckles. Connect down through the fingertips and feel the center of the wrist lighten. Good. Step your big toes to touch. Bend your knees, look down between your thumbs. And at the bottom of your exhalation, you're going to hop feet to hands. Try to keep your hips really high as you do that. Nice. Good. Fingertips to shins. Inhale, lift halfway and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Nice. Bend your knees, sit the hips low. Inhale to Utkatasana. Good. Sit, tops of the thighs down. Front ribs hug up and in. Nice. One last breath, just like this. And on your exhalation, bring hands to the ground. Leave your knees really bent. Good. And shift your shoulders past your fingertips. So start to rock your weight forward. Nice. Hips stay low, rock the weight forward. Good. Now step one foot at a time back to plank. Awesome. Lower chaturanga or floor. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. A breath or two here, just pausing, feeling hands, feeling feet. Nice. On your in-breath, reach right leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, lean back. Good, and then inhale, lengthen the leg. Turn the toes down, level the hips. Exhale as you step right foot between the hands. Good, turn the left heel to the floor. Inhale to Virabhadrasana 1 this time, warrior 1. Nice, so the right hip is trying to reach back. Left hip is trying to swing forward. Good, and then send the top of that right thigh down. So that's gonna be really difficult to do. Good, and then Laura has such a beautiful practice. She's already doing it. But if you can, pull up through the inner arch of your left foot. Nice. Good. Go ahead and lean forward. Nice. Keep reaching fingertips forward super strongly. Come high on the ball of your back foot. Virabhadrasana 3 as you're ready. Good. So really letting outer left hip drop down. Reach the chest forward. Good. Hug front ribs up and in. Take one last breath, just like that. Nice. Good. Join left foot to meet the right. Bend your knees. Come to Utkatasana. Awesome. Exhale, bring hands to the ground. Nice. Palms to the ground. Stay super low. Bend knees. Good. Hands or arms straight. Rock your shoulders past your fingertips. Good, and then from there, walk one foot back at a time, plank. Lower chaturanga or floor. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Nice. Breath or two here. Right, so much as we start doing a lot of really difficult stuff, right? And this class is difficult. We start to lose the breath, we start to lose connection to the hands, the feet, to just the basic of stuff. Awesome. Okay, from down dog, when you're ready, reach your left leg up and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, and lean back. Then inhale as you lengthen, level the hips, turn the toes down. Nice. Exhale as you step left foot forward. Turn right heel to the floor. Inhale to warrior 1. Nice. Good. So just like we did in half pigeon pose, weirdly enough, trying to drop the top of that left thigh down and then hug outer left hip back. Good. Let that outer right hip swing forward. And then again, see if you can pull up through the inner arch of that right foot. Good. Lengthen both sides of the waist. So from the low back, the fingertips reach. Then lean forward. Come high on the ball of the back foot. Virabhadrasana 3, warrior 3. Good. So back leg is super strong. Keep dropping outer right hip down. For most of us, it tends to hike up quite a bit. Nice. Can you lower your chest just a little bit? There you go. One last breath right here. Nice. Release the foot to meet the left. Utkatasana. Exhale to fold. Uttanasana. Nice. Just nice, easy forward fold. Shake the head, roll the shoulders, whatever's going to feel great. Good. Nice. So bend your knees. Interlace your hands behind your back. Good. So heels of the hands can touch or not. It just really depends on your shoulders. It depends on your proportions, what's going on with your elbows and your wrists. Okay. So start to reach the knuckles behind you. Good. And you'll feel shoulder blades lift up. With a little bend through the elbows, try to pull the hands apart from each other. Yep, so now you're starting to feel all the stuff on the front side of the chest. Nice. Good. Let go of the neck. Let go of the head. You can lengthen your legs to a point that feels good to you. Awesome. Nice. We'll release the arms. Awesome. And if you can, reach for that blanket that you have, a little blanket set up so it's folded, and place your heels on the blanket. Okay? So if it's possible for you, bring your heels pretty close together, big toes pretty close together if not touching. And then bend your knees, sit into a nice low squat. So for a lot of us, myself included, it's really difficult to do this pose, to come into a squat with the heels on the ground. So the blanket's just providing support. Is that enough support? Mm-hmm. Okay. So go ahead and take the knees wide. Toes are still going to touch. Big toe mounds of touch. Take the knees wide and then bring the palms together. Come to Malasana. Right? Malasana. It's a nice garland pose. Yep, so keep the hips sitting low, so palms together at heart center. There we go. Now that's great. Good. So just pausing here. So feel as the feet are pressing together, inner legs are trying to hug together a little bit, right? And then resist that a little bit by sending elbows out. Broaden the collarbones. Nice. Keep the front ribs scooped in. So this is a really, really deep hip flexion pose. Good. Nice. We'll drop the right hand down to the ground. Keep the arm inside of the right knee. So walk your right hand to the right just a little bit. Nice. And then reach your left arm up towards the sky. So really simple twist. Nice. Lean back, lean back. Good. And then left hand to the ground. Walk it a little outside of the left knee if you can, and then right arm reaches high. Just a nice, simple, open twist in a really hard pose. And release the hand down. Nice. Come to Uttanasana, forward fold, so lengthen the legs. Good. Go ahead and step off of the blanket. All right, so we've set up all of the conditions in the body to be able to move towards this pose if this is newer to you. So Laura's going to bend the knees. Good. She's going to walk her hands just a little bit forward just so she has a little space. And with the feet still touching, so big toe mound still touching, she'll bring the knees to the backs of the triceps, right? And she's going to lean forward, and like crazy, she's going to grip fingertips towards the ground. Nice. Lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. Good. Bakasana. We're just going to pause, and then bring the feet down, forward fold. So we're going to come in and out of this a couple of times. And if you like to, and it's possible for you to hold Bakasana this whole time, hold Bakasana the whole time. Fine. Good. So as you're ready, we'll bend the knees again. Walk the hands forward. Come into a nice, really low little gargoyle squat. So trying to keep the hips as low as possible and the arms as straight as possible. Okay? So knees really high on the backs of the triceps. Good. And then before you come forward, drop the hips down. There we go. Lean forward. Good. Round the upper back. Shoulder blades apart on the back. Nice. Pull the heels towards the hips. Yes, Bakasana. Nice. Good. And then feet down. Forward fold. Uttanasana. Maybe roll the wrists. Shake the head. Whatever needs to happen. Awesome. So if Bakasana is what you're working on right now, keep working on Bakasana. We're going to work through a variation of it. So Laura's going to bend her knees and come into Utkatasana again, which I'm sure she can't believe. So Utkatasana as you're ready. Good. And then right ankle on top of the left knee. Good. Flex the right foot. Sit the hips down low. Good. Left knee bends as you sit the hips down. Awesome. This should feel like just a nice stretch on that outer right hip. Okay. If this is where you want to hang out here. Otherwise, Laura's going to bring her arms in front of that right shin. She's going to wrap the right toes around the outside of that left tricep. Okay. And then walk the hands forward. So left knee has to bend a lot. Good. Right knee connects the back of the right tricep. Right ankle is on the back of the left tricep. It's very awkward. And then lean forward. Good. So this is Bakasana with weird legs, with pigeon legs on top. So she's going to try to lean forward, kind of getting the feel for this. And you can see she's rocking in and out of this pose a bit, right? Just kind of feeling what feels right. And if that's what you want to do, great. Do that too. Right? Good. You're great. And then she's going to come out, release the foot to the ground, come to Uttanasana, forward fold. Nice. Just letting go. Awesome. And one more time, last time. Bend the knees. Sit the hips low. Inhale to Utkatasana. Left ankle on top of the right knee. Flex that left foot really deeply and then sit the hips down and back. Nice. And then stay there if you want to stay there. Hands to heart, hands to hips, hand to floor, whatever. Bring your palms to the floor if you'd like. Walk the hands a little forward just to give yourself room. The left toes are wrapped around the back of that right tricep. The left knee is on the back of the left tricep. Then she'll lean forward. Good. And start to bobble that right foot up. So nice. Good. And then when you're done playing with it, let it go. Forward fold to Uttanasana, whenever that is for you. Nice. Good. Nice deep breath in through nose. Open mouth, exhale. Good. Root through the feet. Hands to your hips. Inhale as you come all the way up to stand. Nice. How you doing? Good. Take a nice big step on your mat so that you're wide. Good. So feet 3.5, 4 feet apart from each other. It does depend on your dimensions. Okay, and then feet parallel to front and back of the mat. Okay, so hands to the hips. Nice, just starting there. Inhale as you lengthen, press down through the feet to pull up. As you exhale, fold forward, Pashimotanasana. Nice. You can release the hands to the ground. Nice. And you might do a couple just like knee bends on one side or the other. You might just sway a little bit side to side. So much work, right? Let this be a moment where you're just kind of starting to bring it down a little bit. Awesome. With those wide legs, if you'd like to, walk your hands forward. So approximate downward facing dog arms. Good. You can let the head go, but keep sending the thighs back. So really strongly rooting tops of thighs back. Awesome. This is a great place to hang out if you want to hang out here, or any other variation that you want. Or because I know that Laura has this in her practice, we're going to transition into Shavasana from a wide-legged forward fold. So go ahead and walk your hands back. Elbows to the floor, interlace the hands, and then drop the crown of the head down towards the ground. Okay. Once it makes contact, let it be there. You might have to take your feet a little wider or maybe not as wide. Okay. And then Laura's going to press down through forearms like crazy. Lift the shoulder blades up away from the ears. Good. And she's going to start rocking her weight forward towards the balls of the feet, keeping tops of the thighs reaching up and back. And at some point, she might start to feel like she can take flight. And of course, you could pause and keep the legs wide. You could reach the legs up. You could come to Uttanasana legs. Nice. Go. We're not going to stay here too long. Of course, you're welcome to do as you're going to do at home. But really feeling the effect of as you press down into the ground, let the rest of the body be lighter. So pull up through the feet, pull up through the legs. Imagine that you could slip a piece of paper between the crown of your head and the ground. Nice. And then when she feels ready, Laura's going to take her legs wide. You could certainly also hug your knees towards your chest. And she's going to, as slowly as she can, start to lower the legs down towards the ground. Good. And pause here. You might release your arms forward or walk the hands back. You might narrow the stance of your feet just to let the spine hang a little. Good. And just a little counter to that, go ahead and bring your hands to the ground. Lift the chest so it's parallel to the floor. And then keep the right hand on the ground, reach the left arm up, and just take a nice big open twist. Nice. We'll release left hand to the ground. Reach the right arm up. Nice, chest parallel. Nice big open twist. Good. Release the hands. Awesome. And then one way or another, make your way into downward facing dog. Good. And however you want to get there, hop or step to a seat. Nice. Lengthen your legs forward and take your hands a big step back behind you. That's perfect. Yep, legs forward. Hands a big step back behind. Nice. Fingertips can be dialed out or turned towards the feet or anywhere in that spectrum. Nice. Hug the elbows towards each other, lift the chest. Just a nice little counter pose to all of the rounding that we've done today. Good. Root tops of the thighs down. Press through the feet. So good. And then we'll walk the fingertips forward. Nice. Lift the arms up. Good. And as you exhale, fold forward to Pashimotanasana. So hands to feet if that works for your proportions. Hands to shins, hands to floor. Nice. Go ahead and lift the chest. Take the elbows wide. And on your exhalation, fold forward. Nice. With elbows wide, just a little bit of a back bend, like half of a back bend here in this forward fold. So you're feeling shoulder blades hug onto the back, keeping tops of the thighs rooted down. Nice. Letting the head drop, letting the eyes rest, just for another couple of breaths. And then on her in-breath, she's going to lift up, walk the hands back. Nice. All right, so go ahead and scoot off of your mat for just a moment. So if you practice shoulder stand a different way, that's fine. Practice shoulder stand a different way. Otherwise, I'm going to have you place the blanket on your mat towards the back edge of it. And I'm going to have you take your mat and fold it over the blanket. So you've got this kind of runway ramp happening, okay? And then Laura's going to come down to lie on this with her shoulders. So she's actually going to flip orientation here. So head on the ground, shoulders and rest of the body up on this part, okay? So scoot down so you've got like about 1 inch or 2 inches maybe between your shoulders and the edge of the mat. Okay, good. And then arms down by your sides. Go ahead and turn the palms down towards the ground. Good, again, just a little of the opposite of what we've been doing a ton of. So she's ready, pull your knees towards your chest. Good. Awesome, bring your hands back to the ground. Good, and then she's gonna start to hug those knees in. It's a big core roll up, really. Okay. And then from here, she might come into a plow pose. She might interlace her hands behind the back, and she might also bring hands to the low back to support. Right, so fingertips would point up, hug those elbows in, so walk them in a little bit. Yep. And then either one leg at a time or both legs at the same time come into Shavasana. How does that feel? Good. Okay. Good. So she's lengthening tail towards the heels. And again, the more she presses down through the shoulders, she's lifting up through the legs, right? It's a shoulder stand, not a neck stand, not the back of the head stand. It's shoulder stand, so root down through the backs of the shoulders. And we have this little ramp built here just to give a little more space for the neck so we're not compressing C7 or that really prominent bone on the back of most of our necks, right where the neck and the upper back meet. Take another deep breath, 2, 3. If this is not an appropriate pose for your back or for your neck or for any reason, I recommend maybe moving to a wall and doing Viparita Karani with legs at the wall. And then as she's ready, Laura's going to start to lengthen her legs back. Good. Move towards a plow pose, keeping the hips reaching up away from the ground. Good. Feel okay? That's fine. And then bend the knees. Good. Release the hands and lower all the way down to the ground. Good. So just kind of rolling out of it, little egg roll. Is that okay? Mm-hmm. Good. All right. Keeping herself on this little setup here. Knees are bent, feet are on the ground. Good. So she's going to turn the palms down to the ground again. Bend the elbows, walk them back. Yep. Good. And then she can lift up the hips and kind of scoot the hands underneath the back of the pelvis if that's going to feel good. You can also just leave your elbows wide. Either way is totally fine. Good. So moving towards Matsuyasana, fish pose. Good. So you can bring your hands underneath. Yep. There we go. Awesome. And then lift the chest. Let the head drop back. So she's got a lot of flexion in her neck. So she's able to do this without it hurting, right? If that's too much, just try to keep the back of the neck really long. And then she could also choose to lengthen the legs if that's going to feel good. You could also keep your knees bent, feet on the floor. Nice little counter pose. Awesome. Good. And then one at a time, walk the elbows back, release the hands from underneath the pelvis. Good. Come all the way down onto your back. Good. Just nice little ramp there, kind of lifting the chest. Again, just a little counter for all of the rounding we did. Go ahead and hug right knee towards your chest. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Awesome. So reach up, find your right foot, the outer edge of your right foot with your right hand. Nice. Coming into a happy baby. So let the knee move out to the right. Awesome. Little half happy baby here. Left leg nice and long. It's kind of opening up through the front of the left hip as she's compressing the front of the right hip. And you can let go of that right foot, bring right foot to the ground. Nice, lengthen the leg, hug your left knee towards your chest. Give it a nice big squeeze. Awesome. And then half happy baby on the left side. So reach up for outer edge of the foot, maybe the big toe, whatever works well. Take your knee to the left, and then right thigh roots down. And gently releasing the left leg. Good. Reach that left leg nice and long. Awesome. Tuck each shoulder blade underneath. Turn the palms up towards the sky. Awesome. We'll pause here in Shavasana just for a couple of minutes. Okay, so we'll take a deep breath in through nose. Open mouth, exhale. Another deep breath in. And open mouth, release. Just feeling the body drop. Feeling the bones settle into the soft tissues of the body. And the tissues of the body release down into the ground. As you let go of the body, as you let go of the breath, feel the sense that the ground is supportive, holding, hugging, and even gently lifting up against the body. So if you'd like to take a longer Shavasana, feel free to stay here. Otherwise, begin to deepen your breath. Wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Slick your lips, maybe swallow to clear your throat. We'll reach the right arm alongside the ear. And gently transition to the right side, just pausing there, using that arm as a pillow. And using left hand, using right arm, help yourself come all the way up to seated. Maybe that's comfortable for you. Good. And from here, we'll join the palms, bow the chin. Take a moment of gratitude for our practice, the ability to explore the body. Let's drop out of the mind a little bit. Thanks so much for your practice. Thank you so much, Laura. Namaste, everybody.